Hi everyone. Today I'd like to give you a quick demo of Splunk AI Toolkit Agent Builder. And let's start with some forward-looking statements. And today in the call, I quickly mention the new AI Toolkit features available for our customers. Then later, we will quickly create some agents and exciting workflows with you. Then later, I will maybe talk about a few future AI Toolkit plans. And let's start from the AI. And as you know, AI is not something new within Splunk. Recently, we started maybe, if you remember, 11 years ago, we had MLTK. We recently changed the MLTK name a year ago to AI Toolkit to better represent our new capabilities. We have Splunk MCP, Splunk SIA Assistant, and also the Agent Builder. This is our latest and one of the most exciting features that we have in Splunk. Let me quickly show you some AI magic here. And maybe a 2 minutes video and showing this agent how it works. Toolkit Agent Builder demo. This is a prototype designed to illustrate how the Agent Builder helps users automate manual tasks in minutes without writing code. But first, let's see what a traditional workflow looks like. You're an IT analyst at Buttercup. It's Monday morning, and the payment service just crossed the failure threshold. To handle this, you have to leave Splunk. First, you dig through your company's knowledge base to find the right runbook and figure out the triage steps. Next, you have to manually write SPL to find the specific failure logs associated with the alert. You copy the error details, and finally, you switch to Jira to create a bug report, pasting in the logs and context manually, so the engineering team can pick it up. This is a reality for our customers today. A single alert triggers a manual 20 minutes real chair investigation across multiple tools. It's slow, boring, and keeps them away from fixing the real problem. What if they could automate this entire workflow in minutes without writing a single line of code? Now, you can build a custom AI agent to handle this entire workflow in Splunk AI Toolkit. You start by simply describing the agent goals in plain English. You tell it to find the runbook, investigate the logs, and create a ticket whenever the alert fires. No complex coding required. Next, you give the agent the tools it needs. You simply toggle on the connections for Splunk, Confluence, and Jira. The secure authentication via MCP connection is handled for you in the background. You deploy the agent with a single click. Your manual workflow is now an automated, intelligent agent ready to be invoked directly from your Splunk search bar. Now, you can go back to search and invoke the agent from the search bar. When you invoke the agent, it runs in the background and returns a structured response right here in your results. Look at what it did. It found the error logs, referenced the correct runbook, summarized the findings, and listed the next steps. It even created the Jira ticket for you. It's all there, the investigation, the context, and the ticket. You start 20 minutes ahead, ready to solve the problem, not just report it. As you can see in the demo, AI Toolkit actually simplifies agent creation for our users. It's a basic capability for people to actually create, test, and deploy agents in minutes. If you want to ask this question, what type of use cases that we can solve with this problem, actually the number of use cases is unlimited. And I've connected with many customers, they want to create new different use cases. But today I want to highlight one of the use cases, a kind of the hello world example. Then later I might even show a few more advanced use cases. One of them is a proactive health check environment agent. Just imagine you want to create an agent every day checks the health of your Splunk instance, and if there's any error on the, just want to highlight the common errors and create maybe Jira tickets for those errors and maybe a daily Confluence report. So in the future, agent can go back and report those, look at those previous reports. Rather than showing you a demo, let's give you a live example. Whenever you log into AI Toolkit, and you will see a new tab, it says Agentic AI. And the Agentic AI, there are multiple different tabs. Like, for example, you can see the agents. With this agent tabs, you can create the agent, or you can see your MCP connections that you want to use with your agent, and or the agent run history. Let's go back to our agent and health check agent to start this demo. Let's go and check our health check agents. And you can click the plug add an agent to create an agent, but this time let's go and edit the agent that I created before. And as you can see, we have a prompt for the agent. You can easily tag along these Splunk or Application MCP tools. You can connect the LLM, get your token, or add a system prompt, which is actually very is needed to add certain contacts, and especially from the application, which component to use, which Jira board to use, and also some other details. And when you want to invoke the agent, you can simply invoke the agent via SPL. And of course, you can also trigger these agents with alerts. You can trigger these agents from dashboards and many other surfaces. But right now, for this example, just use with very, very simple commands to AI agent. When I run this agent, actually, agent will go and get the prompt and start looking at your Splunk instance for these errors. Let me run this agent. When you run this agent, also I want to show you something, and you see that the agent run is actually in agent history. And from the agent history, you can see the previous runs, but also you can, whenever you trigger the agent, it's already there. You see that it's the run started, but it's not completed yet. Right now, the agent is checking all our indexes for the alerts. Let's wait our agent to get back to us with results. Great, now our agent returned our results to us. Let's see what it did. And for this agent, we ask to search across all Splunk indexes for errors for the last 24 hours and identify top 3 most frequent errors. And summarize the issue, add some details to Jira ticket, create a Jira ticket with the details, then finally create a Confluence page for a data analysis. Let's check one of the tickets it's created. Ticket 669. I already have here. For example, in this ticket, it created a summary of the error, identified the impact, provided some sample errors together with recommended actions. Also, you can see it created a data confluence report. Let's go check the report. In report, you can see the top critical issues, Jira tickets, and some other actions and some other details. Of course, you can enhance those details. There's lots of capability here. Again, this is a very nice, exciting capability. But let's go one step ahead of this, and let's create an end-to-end workflow of starting with a machine learning model and anomaly detection to actually an agentic response. For example, you are working in a healthcare then in a hospital, and you have lots of diabetes patients. You can see from that CSV file there are 10,000 customers and 10,000 patients. What we want to do first, we want to identify some patients at risk among this 10,000 diabetes patients. Then later we want to create, for example, some further analysis and why these patients at risk, what are the next steps or the sort of diagnosis that we need to run or do for these patients. Of course, we start with a healthcare use case. I didn't want to start with maybe security and observability, so we can think about what other use cases we can use it, not just security and observability. I'm sure you are more close to security and observability use cases. And for this agent, let's go check the like, for example, how to turn this simple search into maybe an end-to-end workflow automation. What I want to do, of course, I want to get that CSV file, and I want to run an anomaly detection model that we have in AI Toolkit. After we get the anomalies, we want to identify these anomalies. Then later, we want to actually enhance our prompt. In our prompt, what we want to do, we want to get the details of that patient complete in our prompt as a raw field. Then later, we want to feed this information to our agents to actually explain why this observation is possibly an outlier, and provide some hypothesis, and finally create maybe a summary page in Confluence. Let's run this agent really quick for us. Great, our agent returned the response. Let's see what it did. And let's focus on one of these prompts. Perfect. As you can see, we feed this prompt. In the prompt, you can see we did a SPL prompt injection. And out of this 10,000 patients, there are 3 patients that are outliers. Out of these 3 patients, one of them has high number of lab procedures, as you can see here. And one other agent, actually, this patient has a lot of lab procedures, like around 10,000. 100 or some other patients. For example, I don't know why this is an anomaly, but I'm sure the agent will analyze it. Let's focus on actually this patient. Looks like this agent reported back to the anomaly and reported back to us to the results, and then the page is created. Let's direct actually go to the page, and I'm sure it will tell us why it's an anomaly. And looks like this patient is anomaly because of healthcare utilization pattern and like the potential care coordination. Agent provided some details about this patient, explained why it's an outlier, and with a few possible hypotheses why this is an issue together with recommended actions. And great. And overall, as you can see with this agent builder, it's not like the running an agent. It's not maybe it's an important part of it, but the real value here is to being able to create end-to-end experiences and end-to-end workflows that can start with machine learning capabilities that we have in AI Toolkit, and use these machine learning capabilities to create event-driven experiences, more smarter experiences, a combination of predictive AI and the agentic AI response. Definitely, if you can create a security and observability use case, it can really improve or increase your agentic resilience. Overall, as you know, we just reviewed the AI Toolkit capabilities, but I also want to quickly mention why we need an operational workflow of automation within Splunk. First, it gives us a really deep native invocation and the context capabilities. Agents that you built in AI Toolkit can be invoked directly from Splunk searches via SPL, or you can create some alerts or schedule search to run these agents in the background while you are not actively observing your Splunk account. And it can really, as I show you, get context from the SPL itself, so it could be a very efficient tool if you want to use it. This is not something an external agent studios or agents can easily do, getting context from SPL or being triggered via workflows that you already built in SPL in Splunk. The other one, again, as I mentioned, end-to-end AI workflow inside Splunk. This capability will help you enable a seamless workflow from predictive AI to the agentic automation without leaving Splunk compliance boundary. That's a very important capability for us to build on top of the things that we already have in Splunk. Finally, we are also working on making this agent builder or making these agentic capabilities available for our on-prem and hybrid customers. As you think about AI adoption in the on-prem and the air-gap environments are very limited, and we know that some external cloud-first hyperscaler is not targeting these users, but these are our very important users. That's why being able to run an agent on your on-prem or the hybrid environment is very, very valuable. Apart from this AI Toolkit, also I like to discuss what type of new capabilities, like especially maybe I won't be available in this call, but my colleague will be there. Love to hear what are the things that you want to see next. And the things that we consider first, we really want to support all these MCP servers. It means that you can, after you get your signal from Splunk and run your agent should be able to go and pull data from Snowflakes or Databricks, or needs to be able to go your vector database and to get certain contacts. Or we want these agents to connect to AWS MCP to take certain actions, maybe block, isolate an IP, or do other tasks. Then the other thing that we want to enable conversational follow-up. So after an agent run happens, you should be able to ask some questions, why this happened, or there should be a human in the loop approval. So before a tool call, the agent should be able to notify you whether do you want to call this agent, this tool or not. The other one that we want to enable, maybe not immediate in the first release, but since it will be a part of ecosystem, we like to hear about what type of agent that you built with this capability and with this agent builder. So we can turn these agents into templates. So many other people in the ecosystem, many other Splunk users can start building on top of the templates you already built. And also, of course, we are going to connect to the Splunk, these agents to the alerts and dashboards. But what are the other native invocation capabilities that you want to have, and where do you want to invoke these agents? Please, let us know. But happy to work on it. Overall, to summarize, what are the things that we discussed today? I quickly provided a summary of the how this AI Toolkit agentic capabilities works. I hope you liked the demo that I shared. I really liked the first health check agent, and I heard from many customers they even wanna build a health check agent. Doesn't just check one Splunk instance, but checking maybe more than like the 6 different Splunk instances, but and provide some data summaries. But I also like the diabetes agents that we shared today because it shows the end-to-end workflow. And also, I lastly shared a few future capabilities that we are bringing, and love to hear more about like what you like to hear more about your use cases that you build, or I like to hear what are the new capabilities that you want. And also, we are running a private preview today, right now. And if you want to sign up to private preview, we have some sign up links in in the slides. Please feel free to reach out to one of my colleagues or your Splunk person to be able to sign up for this preview. Again, thank you for your time. Have a good day.